Welcome to the Fifth
Welcome
Trooper
back, all you
podcast.
Fortnite sussy Among Us gamers. It's Legion. Are you happy about it? We're here. There's a few of us. ACOOO happened. It's great. With me, I've got Koray from the Inglorious Blasters.
How's it going, guys?
And the reigning champion, Austin.
What's up, guys?
All hail Florida man.
All hail Florida man, as I just yell at everybody. We're doing the backed by unpopular demand. I'm doing the PowerPoint again, so we'll be going through that. That's easy and fun, and I like to not tell my guests the slides I made, so you're getting a natural reaction when I spend all this time crafting different things. In this episode, Koray's revenge arc. Florida man does it again, and Evan dies inside. Welcome back to the Fifth Trooper podcast. Boop. So Patreon, live free or die. We do no ads on our content. If you give $1, that helps a lot. We're starting a Shatterpoint podcast soon. Of course we are, because it's big and it's there. Giving $1 helps us out quite a bit. Go to patreon.com/the Fifth Trooper. Link in bio at least. Helps us out. You get some quarter rewards, and you're a real cool guy. I'll never get sick of that.
Hey.
Boom. Okay. No, I'm just blowing through all this other stuff just so we can get to the good bits. So, upcoming events, Crucible. Been talking about that for a while. Evergreen Legion event. That is August 18th to 20th, a 64-player event with 2 heats. So they're doing 128 players total, which is neat. Gen Con, August 3 to 6th. It is now, or was, a world qualifier, still is a world qualifier. So that will be the kit. Top 4 get world invites, and they're doing the Ewok alt arts in that set, as shown in one of the past transmissions, they call them. And Nova Open, as of like yesterday, got officially announced as a world qualifier. So that's cool. That is August 30th to September 3rd. I believe there's still tickets open for that. And they opened some Shatterpoint event stuff too. I signed up for that in case I get... So Legion on Nova is a 2-day event. You play 2 3-round events. But if I just get blown out, I'm just going to like bring my sad self and sit down at some Shatterpoint. Like, you can't hurt me yet. Nobody knows. You can't do it. Yeah, just wait till someone else rolls up. But keep going, all your road warriors. Travel these events. The best part about Legion weekends, hanging out afterward, or showing off your baby. Congratulations having a baby, Koray.
Thank you.
It's,
yeah, it was awesome. Like I grew up around like 40 minutes north of Atlantic City, so just kind of took the family, and I got to see some other family members. They got to meet my kid, so and I brought my kid to the event. Turns out it was fine. The convention area is really, really nice and not smoky, so I felt pretty comfortable bringing my kid there.
Yeah. There's a lot.
My wife had a good time too, so it was fun.
General.
Yeah,
They do a good job keeping that, like, you're in a casino, but it's separate from it. You know, like, it's not, like you're saying, it's not smoky or anything. They do a good job keeping it nice.
It's not like a Vegas casino where there's just
yeah,
smoke. I mean, that's what I desperately want. I want to be able to smoke a cigar while I'm playing Legion, and then when I just get really mad at a unit, just put a cigar out on one of my models, like a Gen 1 Stormtrooper. You failed me for the last time. Just smother him, but just smother that Stormtrooper. But congratulations! I didn't realize you had your child yet. So
yeah.
That was cool to see your baby.
Surprise, he's here.
So that's awesome. But tell listeners what you did to me, Koray. Go on, do it. Tell them what happened. Tell them, Koray.
Oh man, I'm seeing these memes on the screen too. It's real good.
We put in the chat, would you rather me beat you with B1s on Streamer Blizzard's top 7 face worth and death? And it actually happened worse in real life than my mind couldn't have batched. So
basically, yep.
I'll let you run it down.
So long-time listeners might know Evan and I have like a good rivalry going. So he's beaten me twice in tournaments, but today, whew, well, this past weekend,
Yeah.
you know, it was my time. This is my revenge arc.
Like
So I asked him before the tournament. I was like, "Do you want me to beat you with Blizzard or B1s?" And he laughed at the B1s. So I was like, "Oh no, it's on now." So I brought Separatist Invasion Force, 8 B1s, a tank, and Magna Guard, and T series, and basically all my tank did all the heavy lifting, and my B1s just kind of stood and watched Ahsoka die right in front of their face. So
all they did was hate draft the back to tanks out of supply drop and just suck like. So you got like your first pull of an arc welder, and I'm like, okay, like whatever, it's good for him, but like that's fine. And he pulled the back to, and then the next back to, and then the loathing, whispers. So just like,
yeah, the hate draft on supply drop was real on my end. I was like, these back to capsules, they're trash. I'll take them.
You even gave them back. You're like, I'm not using them.
Like,
Put them in the discard pile. I'm like, oh no.
It's too good. Yeah, I felt pretty bad the way things transpired, honestly. Because Evan pulled off like a good play I didn't see happen, or I didn't see coming rather. So Evan needs to make a play. We're playing on like hemmed in, and my tank is just getting like really, really long range shots. We're playing like a KG game of like KP. So Evan's trying to march up with K2 and Ahsoka at the same time. And then he pulls off K2SO's card where he gets Guardian 4. But turns out Guardian 4 is only really good against regular hits and not crits. So my tank decides to roll 3 crits, and I'm like, I wonder if I can get another crit. And I'm like, I had a name from LTA, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's the 4th crit. Let's see it happen. So K2's sacrifice was for nothing.
Dude, it was so bad.
Oh man.
I'm like, I'll throw away a 75-point model just to like. So sacrifice is he gains Guardian 4, and at the end of his activation, I'm kind of paraphrasing, there's a lot of text in the card. At the end of the activation, you can just sack him, kill him, and 1 unit within range 1 of him cannot be targeted by ranged attacks. And so my thought was, I'm playing Rebel Dodge spam. The tank is just gonna rip me apart. He had 2 heal bots in his army plus an arc welder, and the tank's usually the wrong thing to shoot at, but it was the only thing I really had. And if I didn't kill the tank, it was just gonna park on the middle KP and just like that's where it lives now. So I had to try to like rip it apart. And after doing 6 wounds, he only had 1 on the tank with all the healing. And I'm like, okay, things got to get desperate. So I move in the middle. I'm like, I landed with contingencies, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna blow his mind. And so I play it, and I'm like, I'm thinking like I've just made the most galaxy brain play. Because then Ahsoka's got burst of speed. She can just stand there the whole time until the last act at that point, because nothing could shoot her, and nothing was in range to engage. So she was just like free, and then even if I decided to dive on the tank or something, I could just 1 pip after and then like go fly, somewhere, whatever. So I thought I had this great play, and then I was in heavy cover. She had 2 dodges or a dodge, and then I vigilanced it, and then the 4 crits came, and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's fine. You shot me with like a Magna rocket, and I rolled like 2 blanks or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever. I got 4 health left. This is easy, man. I've already won. And then shucka, blah. And then it was like blank, 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 surge.
Yeah.
And then I just knock Ahsoka over, and I shake his hand. And I go, a good game, sir. And then we had like an hour and a half left. And I'm like, I'll just go. I'm gonna go take a lap. And so it was well deserved. Like the slapping you gave me was like Geodude using Bide, and you just bid your time until ACOOO to just rock it right out and knock me out turn 1. Just like it was super effective right in the jaw.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Your theme music played. Like your show intro started playing. Like You say run from my hero kicked on. I'm like, oh crap, All Might's coming. And he just gave me a Detroit smash right in the face, sent me to the stars. I deserved it. I deserved it. Didn't feel good in the moment. And in the moment, I didn't think I deserved it. But
yeah,
absolutely. That's just the way she goes. Like, especially with dice games. But yeah, that was our big show. It was round 1 too. It was like
round one was like a top 4 pairing, actually. Like, so I fought you, Evan.
Yeah.
And then Austin, you fought my team member, John from Inglorious Blasters. So like that was kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Does Game Uplink have some like MMR matching or something?
Oh,
I like that. I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
So one of us was gonna get real sad. No, one of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
But I overall, even if I did make the play, like we were talking about for the cast, like it's okay to like run into stuff in war games like this where like you just aren't like favored to win. Like a B1, 8 B1s. So you had like 11 acts, right?
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, like I had 9. I couldn't like put Ahsoka down anywhere. You couldn't counter put a tank. And like the tank had high velocity, so it just shuts me down on like everything I do, all my stuff. So it's just like a bad matchup, and bad matchups are okay. That's fine. That's how like Legion is not rock paper scissors, but there is some like sometimes you just aren't meant to win. Like you just run to that guy like you run to the guy like there'll be times when someone brings like I almost guarantee someone's gonna like buy all sorts of crazy Ewoks, and there's gonna be a guy who doesn't really know about Ewoks, but he brings like 3 dewback flamethrowers because they're his favorite, and he just loves dewbacks, and he just mulches them, like not even unceremoniously kills an entire army with 3 units, right? Like it's gonna happen. And you're just sometimes you're just that's it. And so when I saw the tank go down, and you said all the standard tank stuff, I'm like, I have to kill it. It's the only thing that can like make my tokens not work.
Yep.
And it was just like you just had you deployed better than I did, and you were playing more correctly. I get KP's like don't play the game till turn 6. It just kind of like or turn 5 and just vibe until like who has more activations, and you just kind of bum rush the middle.
Yeah.
And so you were gonna win on that. You had 11, right? Like, so it was just like I had to do something. I thought it was this genius move. Ended up being a okay. Like,
well, the only issue I saw was like I was like, okay, I need to. Evan's cooking up something. So before the round started, I'm like looking at my command hand. And I'm like, okay, like I think I just need to play 1 pip to just shoot her again, because like Evan's, I don't know what it's gonna do. So the sacrifice card's a 3 pip, and you can't shoot at her until K2 activates. Yeah. So I was like, oh, all right. So this is my only chance to do any potential damage to Ahsoka. So and I mean, like that was my big brain monkey play. I was like, okay, let me just try and shoot her really quick before she runs away.
Send her to the Shadow Realm, and then that was
yeah,
that was it. Oh god. So a quick, also miserable story. So I get like flattened, right? And I'm like, oh man. I'm like I'm moping back up to my room. No world in fight for old Evan. So I'm like going in the room, and I'm like, I got it. You know what? Nice. At least I got a room in the hotel, so I could use the bathroom. I don't have to use the public ones. So yeah, Koray heard this. So
I heard the story. Go on.
I go up there. I use the bathroom. It clogs, and I'm like, oh come on. And then like I look down. There's like nobody cleaning the halls. Like we might have a plunger, so I just have to reach my arm up in there and clog it. And then I'm like, so I washed my arm like, oh god, I washed it like 4 or 5 times in my room, and then every time I walked by a hand sanitizer, I'm just like dousing my body in it. It didn't need to be like that, but I was just very. And then I'm just like, could this day get any worse? Then I would have had a buy. It was gonna go like lost. Declog toilet with a fan. Bye. Like I was like, thank God for Zane. If you're listening, you're the real MVP for just stepping up and playing a game. So I didn't get like just have nothing to do. So that would have been like, oof.
So did Zayn shake your poop hand after the game?
Well, he's a nurse, so like
Oh, okay.
I was like telling him
I'm
like what
saying
happened.
used to it.
He's like, well, like, what'd you do? I'm like, I've been scrubbing my arm for like the past 20 minutes. He's like, dude, that's good. Like you've done enough. My arm was like red. So it just was like so like, unclean. And then so yeah, that was just like it couldn't have got anyway. That was Evan's time at ACOOOO. But we got someone who had a good time. Congratulations, Austin. Congrats.
Congrats.
Florida man did it again.
Are these all Florida men?
Yeah, these are all Florida man. Florida man charged in naked rake attack. Florida man who attacked McDonald's worker through a straw over a straw. Then sentenced to jail. Florida man arrested for throwing alligator through drive-through window. Police. Florida man wrecks liquor shop, blames Caterpillar. These are all the funniest ones I could find.
I'm really not living up to the Florida man reputation. My
No, you're doing the opposite. You're
I gotta
winning,
step it up.
and you're a nice guy. Stop it. Just do this. Like, but do you want to give us a bat rep of your time? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So like Koray said, first game I played John who's also from Glorious Blasters. That was actually the hardest game, and I got bailed out by like the round timer pretty much. Like we were trying to get through round 4, and then I think we started and they were like, okay, yeah, like 15 minutes left. We're like, all right, we're gonna try to get through it. But like none of his stuff was within a double move on the middle KP, and like I had like 3 or 4 units that could do it. But at that point, Asajj was dead, and a full squad of clones was dead. So like I had a really bad trade in terms of that, because now he's got force push and I don't. I'm still up in activation though, so like because I was at 10 and 9, and then it went 9 to 8. But we were trying to get through the round, and we had like probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 activations each left, and they like called time, so we finished out the round. Like he was like wiping the floor with me in terms of like points destroyed. So it basically just came down to like Anakin like had to double move, like he had to like jump over a barricade and then like move over another barricade difficult, so like he couldn't go touch the spot or anything, and then like actually use some of my B1s to like try to make a little wall, but luckily there was only like 4 dudes in there and not a full squad of 7, because if there was 7, then like I wouldn't have anywhere to go to like actually go touch the KP. But yeah, if that game went in round 5, he totally had it. Anakin Clones is just really, really good. And it did suck because he was setting up like a force push Asajj standby thing the turn before. And I was like, okay, well, I could just go with like an E5S and just aim shoot the standby off, like not a big deal. And just rolled double blanks both times. So I was like, oh shit, here it goes. Asajj is like just gonna die. And she was full health. But like that's not enough, like when you're only 5 health and you're getting a full fire support shot thrown at you, like she just kind of that honestly that was probably the closest game. And John, like I said, had me. Like if we made it into the next round, John would have had me for sure. Because I just don't think I had enough firepower left to kind of deal with all this stuff. But second game, played another Anakin clone gun line. I was like, oh boy, here we go, round 2. But Asajj actually was like, I think he was like really, really scared to get Anakin. Like anyway, it was another KP game. I think he was kind of scared to get Anakin a little close to Asajj, because like, I mean, her 1 pip can like really mess someone up. And I actually put in like a wound or 2 from like just a random, like, all right, B1s move up range 3, shoot, like, oh hey, 3 crits, cool. and you know, Anakin just like rolled a block and a surge and a blank or something. So he had taken like a wound or two, and then I was just kind of able to like keep the threat of I believe it or not, I actually didn't play Asajj's one pip the entire weekend until the finals game.
Wow. Okay.
She attacked a bunch of things, but like I didn't like I never actually played it because I was like, well, I could like lose priority here and she could just kind of like eat shit. So I think I'd rather just have a dodge on her at the start and maybe it like, you know, leaves her alive because I have medics and you know, it's like CAD's just kind of, you know, causing chaos and trouble. And it's like if they want to kill him, they kind of like got to go all in on him. And then Asajj isn't really getting shot at. And then if they switch to Asajj, CAD's just like is all right. Well, now your home KP is now mine because like now all your scary stuff is shooting at Asajj. And so yeah, second game was actually able to like kill some stuff too, so that helped. And then third game was against 12 activation, double dark remnant, but he and two death troopers, but he didn't have the frag launchers in the darks squad. So
okay.
I feel like between just the Magna RPS and then the rocket B1 and like all the crit guns, I feel like I had enough to deal with a double 5-man dark squad. And God, that game was very interesting from the start. It was minefield was the condition, VAPS was the objective, and then what was the deployment? AP. So I put a bomb token from CAD on his VAP, and then I put a mine token next to it. So whoever wanted to touch that VAP was going to eat a CAD bomb and a mine.
Nice.
And it was a naked squad of scout troopers because he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the bomb, but let's use these guys to find out. I'm like, all right, if you say so. And the way I put the bomb or the minefield token, I was also able to have another minefield token on the other side. So it's like they're going to eat 2 minefields and a CAD bomb. And then because like they have to cohere somewhere, so like someone is going to be at range 1 of like both of them. CAD bomb goes off, 3 hits, he rolls 3 blocks on scout troopers. I was like, all right, fine, maybe the mines will get him. 1 mine double detonates, gets 1, he rolls a block, detonates again, rolls 2, he rolls a block and a blank. So first scout trooper down.
Oh my God.
First, this is still deployment. Second mine detonates. 2 rolls double blocks. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Man, all right.
So I reveal CAD. Like after we're done deploying, I reveal CAD, and I comms relay to some B1s. So like he gets his whole thing, and then CAD like climbs onto the building. Can see all 3 scout troopers. It's an open shot because they have a bunch of suppression, but like he's touching the building and that's nothing obscuring. So I'm like, cool, open shot. And he got 3, and I was like, all right, should be dead scouts. And he rolled 2 blocks and a blank. So I was like, you mean to tell me these scout troopers tank CAD bomb and 3 mines and a CAD shot? Oh my God. And
That's too much.
I was like, this is not looking good. And then his darks just started like taking some damage and rolling a little below average. But like once his darks were kind of losing bodies and everything, it was like, all right, yeah, I really don't care if you like shoot B1s with them now because it's like 5 dice into heavy cover. So
taking maybe 2 to 3.
And by that time, Asajj was like, all right, cool. You know, I'll just, you know, go get into melee with them because there's nothing like she's not really scared of, you know, like 3 dark troopers, you know.
Did you ever take the bounty over the Makashi?
No, okay. I did not. I would have taken the bounty potentially in that game, but I felt like outmaneuver would have been a lot more helpful. Just because the critical on Dark Troopers. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like, I wanted to use the heal bots for CAD. I don't want to have to use them for Asajj. Asajj should be like safe. Like she shouldn't be in a position where she's like, hey, here's a 10 dice pool or something. Like,
Right.
someone's gonna get that. I'd rather it be CAD with like 3 dodges and danger sense 3 and all that. And then like I'd rather heal him up. But I almost did take it. And there were a lot of times where I did consider taking bounty in like certain matchups. If I was like, all right, I'm like against like a rebel hero hammer or something, like having the threat of that bounty if they don't have a force user, I think was like, it's not trash. It's definitely an option. I didn't like really feel compelled to do it in that game because I was like, I think the outmaneuver might be more valuable because, like I said, I had one of his VAPs pretty much on lockdown with, like CAD just harassing him the whole game pretty much. And but yeah, then game 4, I had to get some revenge for Koray on the quad Mando Gar Saxon Black Sun Enforcer list.
That's right.
The old I think he rolled like 20 saves or 25 saves before he rolled a blank.
His saves were
it's-
incredible, like all weekend.
Yeah.
It's he's living the Mando dream, right? It's like,
Yeah.
man, when I was at Du Bois, one game, they got shot for 4 and I rolled 4 blanks and I lost like 100 something points just and you're like, okay. He's just like, yep, all right.
It's like that's this type of game. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna turn out into that type of game because I was like, all right, well, he moved up to, shoot a range 4 rocket shot at the B1s and everything. So we played intercept. Was it intercept AP? I think clear. Yeah, intercept AP clear. And he actually did a really cool deployment with his Black Sun and one of his Mando squads. So like, on like the L here, kind of like this is his L, this is mine.
Yeah, out advanced, yeah.
You do it like this. He deployed them over here and like started scouting up, like trying to get around the LOS blockers. Because like most of my army was over here trying to hide behind a big crash Gazanti. So I didn't eat a bunch of rocket shots unnecessarily. But he had the Black Sun Enforcers and a squad of Mandos kind of like working up the flank that way that were actually at one point threatening my home, my backup intercept point, but had a like the best CAD 2-pip turn I have ever seen or played, like ever. He dropped Mark for elimination. So, and I played CAD's 2-pip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was a scoring turn, and he put everything on CAD because like that is like, what is he gonna like move to, maybe like I don't even think he could have gotten range 3 shots on like B1. So it's like, here's CAD. Take him, like you just shoot at CAD, and like CAD's the tip of the spear. So he's like, all right, well, mark him for elimination. But it was round 4, which was the second scoring round, and CAD had like 12 suppression on him, and he was at range 2 of like 10 things. So he was just like, all right, shoot me, duck and cover. Like he I think he started the round with, what was it, 7, 8, 9? I think like 8 or 9.
Holy
and then
crap.
Oh my god.
He got the 2 because the round before, like I knew I was playing CAD's 2-pip going into it. So like,
yeah.
There's like, all right, duck and cover, like for no reason other than just I'm flogging all my suppression tokens on the CAD because I'm about to give them to you.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, duck and cover for no reason. He's like, oh, okay, that's weird. All right. I was like, all right, I guess CAD again. I was like, all right, duck and cover. He's like, well, you can wait until after our roll. I was like, yeah, no, I know, but I'm just gonna do it. Like I just want to keep suppression on him. And he's like, oh, okay. And then like the 2-pip turn comes and he's like, all right, cool, 12 suppression. Who's been a good boy for Santa? And he just like basically everyone in his army got an immobilized token and at least 2 suppression.
Jeez.
It saved B1s from getting shot by Mandos at range 2 in the open. They had to take a crappy range 3 shot in heavy cover. And that was the shot where they still rolled 8 after heavy cover and everything. Or no, they did get a range 2 shot. I apologize. But with the immobilized token, it wasn't heavy because a speed 2 didn't get them around the heavy cover.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, still got a range 2 shot, and it was still 8 after heavy cover. So I was like this is not good. And basically just rolled like 4 blocks natty.
Hey, all right.
All right, cool. Like B1 save the day. And then but what it did was it kept the Black Sun from even getting a shot at all, because they were like they couldn't move with 1 speed and get a shot. And then Magnas were like hiding around the corner around an LOS blocker, and like before the Black Sun even got to like do anything, I just got to like move around with the Magnas and time up in melee. But that was kind of like the swinging moment there where Cad's just like, here's a bunch of suppression, and like I left 2 on him because
went up.
Leave 2 on him, and you don't take any off of him that you don't need to, and like if he gets shot again, he could just duck and cover to get the 3rd one back. But Cad was totally the MVP all weekend. Even though there were a couple open shots that game where he's like shooting Mandos in the open and it's 4 blanks, and I'm like, all right, cool. Or it's like, all right, aim, move, steady, shoot. All right, 3, like
So 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, all right, 4 blocks. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Great.
But yeah, that game was fun. Asajj eventually, like once she got in there, she was just like tearing up Mandos left and right. And yeah, and then the finals against Blizzard Force. I was like, I didn't feel great about any of the 3, like all of the 4-0s. I didn't. So it was the Mando guy, the Double Dark Gav guy, and Blizzard. And I didn't feel great about any of those matchups, honestly, but I really didn't want to play against the Double Dark guy because like I just don't think I have enough impact to deal with it. I did have like a plan, I guess, to block or to slow his Gav tank down for like a turn. And it had to do with Bane tokens because you can't overlap them. So I was just gonna like put some
wall of Bane tokens.
Yeah, pretty much just like start with the fake and then the bomb and like make it to where he had to like basically it's just like a break for the Gav tank or something. It's like, all right, if he wants to move up, like because you can probably tell like based on the deployment of the map like where he's gonna put the Gav tank. So you're like, all right, well I'll just put a token here and a token there, and like hopefully it slows it down for like a turn and I can maybe get some shots on Dark Troopers. But yeah, I really didn't want to play him if I didn't have to, and luckily Blizzard took him out for me, and then I got to play against, what was it they say, the devil is better than the one you don't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
At least it was the devil I knew, and it's still Blizzard. Like the firepower is not nearly as insane as it was, but it's still a good list, and it can still give other lists a problem if you don't have tools to deal with it. But Cad, I want to say Cad was the MVP in that game because he was doing a lot of work on the bikes early and tanking shots, but then Asajj like he definitely dove Vader a little too early, and it resulted in Asajj getting to last first him and bring him from full nothing. So Asajj, I guess, was, and that was the one time I played Asajj was 1-pip the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But Asajj, I guess, gets the MVP for that game for wiping out Vader. But Cad was like also doing work, and that was actually the first game Cad died the whole weekend.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
But
I had in my game 3, Lando went 1 for 9. So he got hit for 6. I had danger sense when I played volunteer mission on Cassian to give him suppression and danger sense.
yeah,
Arcs moved up, shot 7. He had heavy down to 6. Rolled 7 dice, got 1, and I'm like, okay,
Uncanny luck.
yeah, uncanny luck, 2 more blanks. I'm like, man, love being here. It's like,
yeah.
it's just how it goes. Like, I don't want danger sense 1 isn't like much, but it's the only thing that maybe showed up was the danger sense. Everything else just, man, they're 1 and 3. They're 1 and 3, and I roll 9. See, I get 1. It's like, God,
You should get 3. Like
yeah, just nothing. But well, congratulations again.
Congrats.
You have your world invite now, right?
I do. I have a special fun list for most of the events I am planning on attending. So
Yeah, what's your next one?
I am doing Lone Star.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to play Gar because I've never actually played Gar in like a major tournament. I've been like practicing Yoda. I'm not gonna bring like Anakin or anything, but I might play Yoda. But I also have a super top secret. I call it the pacifist list.
I'll say, is it Cody Tank? Because that's not. It's like,
No. It's R2 Padme, 2 Lats, 3 Barks, and then just fill out with Naked Core, and there's like some engineers in there, but it's 11 activations, and I played it at a store tournament that I was running because we needed to fill to get to 16 to
yeah.
it, but it was 11 acts before the points update, and it had a 12-point bid, and it went down 15 points. So now it's got a 27-point bid.
You can add more medics. That's right.
Yeah, that's a jeez. Yeah,
But it's the ultimate pacifist list. So it's just Padme and R2 and Lats trying to get secret mission, basically.
Get secret mission, just don't die, leave. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
I grabbed a couple of things of note from ACO. Barra Hellman was top rebel player at 17th. And it's not 17th, like Barra did a great job playing, but the top rebel was 17th place. Like,
yeah, rebels are still
there was a lot of rebels. There were a lot of rebels there, shockingly. We'll go over like the total list in a sec. Just not every list, but just like the general like top 8 kind of thing. But Steve Dodd was top Shadow Collective at 7th. He was the quad Mando. Austin top CIS at 1st. Raul Rosado, top Empire at 2nd. Good job, Raul. Thanks for coming out to eat with us. We actually did like a cool, like, there was this like way overpriced burger place, like Bobby Flay's Burgers. And we went out there, and it was like for a burger, a thing of sweet potato fries, and a milkshake was like $36. And I remember just getting it and being like, well, here we go. And then I started eating it. I got halfway through and I'm like, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just like, yeah, I think you got sick, right, Koray, from something else?
I also got sick. So when we left that like dinner, I went to the room and I was like, oh, this is gonna be an evening.
Yeah.
I just did not feel great. Like, and then I didn't get much sleep. I won't go into the gory details, but yeah, I was feeling it even until like my first round the next day. So
it's never
not
good
fun.
when you eat something like, and it's supposed to take like food a few hours to get through you, right? Like, it's not quick, but when you eat something and then you can feel your insides just doing whatever it can to move it through that process. It's like speed pass. They have that burger had a Disney speed pass through my body, and it was just hitting all the rides and ready to get the hell out of there. Yeah, I ate like half of it, and I'm like, I'm full. I don't want to eat any more of this. And then like, I'm like, but I spent $36. It's like, what am I doing?
Your heart wouldn't let you not eat it.
Yeah, so I tried to get some more, but I just couldn't do it. My body was just like, it was crazy. It's like, man, all those places were packed. People are paying like insane prices for the stuff. And I'm like, man, there's a little bakery if you ever go to ACO. they have like a bakery shop that's more near the casino side, and
Yeah.
that's not bad. It's like a giant cinnamon roll is like $5. You can get a muffin for $5. Like it's not, and they're pretty big. It's not like that's not saying that's a great deal, but I'm saying like if you're trying to just be full for not $40 for like one thing, or God, if you go to the steakhouse in there, it's like a $200 meal easy for one person,
Yeah,
right? Like
nope.
it's not. So if you ever go to ACOOOO again, they have like a little ask me to point it out to you if you don't see it. They have a little bakery thing that's actually like pretty reasonable. But they also did I will say that the convention had like it was like chicken fingers and fries for $12, and it was like a decent amount of food. So like honestly, like it wasn't as bad as previous years, but yeah, like yeah, it's like there's a base price you'll pay for let's say you'll pay for a bottle of water at a convenience store $2. That's kind of high, but $2, right? Like, all right. And then there's like hotel pricing, which if they're like I call honest hotel, they'll charge you like $3, maybe $4, because the convenience of being right there is pretty good, and you don't have to leave. So you're like $4. All right, that's a lot, but like I don't want to leave the hotel, so the convenience of the $2 extra is worth it for me to just like get on with it. And then there's like the casinos, which is like $6, and at that point you're being robbed. Like it's a highway robbery, right? It's a guy comes off a bush with a pistol, and he's like, "Give me all your doubloons." And I went, "Yeah, I guess." Like I can't. Like, where am I gonna go, right? So yeah,
like
I heard the boardwalk was good.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. My wife came too, and we were meaning to get down to the boardwalk, but we didn't really get a chance to just because we got in later than we wanted to, and we were tired. But
Sure, yeah.
we're like, man, we need like some water or something. Like after we had checked out Sunday, and we were, heading out and everything, and she's like, or no, I'm sorry, it was before, because it was before we even started, because she left before we started the round 4. We go to the little convenience store to get some water, and it was like the same water she gets down here in Florida and everything. And she's like, I'm gonna get like 2 or 3, babe. I was like, all right, that should be fine. Like they'll probably charge us like $4 each, make sure you have some water. And the total came out to $25 or something. I was like, we're gonna just put these 2 back.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the first year I was there, I bought like a Red Bull and a thing of Swedish fish. It was like $15. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
God, Jesus. Like, but it's crazy as people are like lined up, right? Like there's lines for these things to get this
Because like no one wants to leave the casino, and like they know if you've driven to that hotel casino, there's nothing, like there's no convenience store outside of it, like within a good amount of driving distance
yeah,
that you're willing to make when you're gambling or maybe partially drunk at Atlantic City. So,
that's fair. That's
so
fair.
like they got you right.
That's it. Just man,
always.
the house always wins, Mr.
Yeah.
House. But so Rolf came in second for Top Empire. Sam, I'm gonna kill your last name, my dude. Gold.
Oh.
Top Republic player at 5th. So he was my 3rd game, and man, okay, let me tell you about more hubris. The crow I eat, the foot in mouth. We played a game. Also, Sam is an extremely nice guy, and I was a little manic near that because I slept for 5 hours. I had just gotten destroyed, and the whole toilet thing wasn't really in the state of mind where I'd like to be. So I play Sam, super nice dude. This was his first event, and so we're playing, and then Ahsoka takes a 9-shot fire support, takes 4. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I had to dodge, I didn't get a deflect, but whatever. Like, that's over 50. I'm cool with that. Anakin moves up, does 5. All right, that's fine. spend 2 dodges. I have 2 surges, 3 blanks, dead. And I take my little Tierra and I just like toss it like a Sailor Moon toward the trash cans. And because it just Ahsoka died again, and then he one shot Lando. And I was just like, man, I was in a wreck. So Sam, you're a top guy. You came 4-1 in your first big Legion event. You're a great player and a cool guy. I was just a wreck of a human being near the end of that.
Yeah.
So I apologize if I came off as just manic and like I started laughing at sometimes. I was just like I couldn't like this is it. Like this is how I die.
I also played him. I played him round 2. He's a awesome guy. I think so. If he went 4-1, I guess that was his only loss then. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
but no, he was awesome. We had like a little it feels bad moment. I'll call it on KP. So like I was able to like smush my tank onto the center KP, and he really couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't really talk about terrain very well. So Sam, I apologize for that. But like, man, rules are weird. We had to get both Brendan and Dave over to like, make a ruling. And before the ruling even came out, I was like, Sam, like, I'm having fun with this game. One of us is gonna feel bad. It's all good. You're a cool dude.
yeah.
So
I just want to apologize because man, I was everything. I'm just like, man, like, what do I have to do? Like, I'm already like down playing Rebels. I'm already like I feel like I'm an upward fight, and it just can't cut a break. Like even the dice are against me. It's like, God dang. Oh, I was like super cheesing too because I played. It was hemmed in with hostage, and I played turn 1. I played trick up a sleeve with Lando, and I put a standby on my hostage carrier, and so he did anything and I moved. And then I moved. And I was like in my deployment. I'm like, oh, I got this. I've already won. Evan, you're so smart. And then I moved Ahsoka up to try to just soak hits so like I could run more and keep my army away. And he just went to like nearly table me. So congratulations, Sam. You're a cool guy. You beat the life out of the wizard. That was, man. That was a beating. So good job. So my overall takeaway, if we look at, so that's in my PowerPoint. Thanks. Thanks everybody. But my takeaway is red saves are the best saves, and you should probably just play red save armies right now. I don't know what to.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I got first, there were, like I was saying, there were no matchups in the top 4 that I was like, God, I feel great about this. Like at the end of the day, I have 90 minis that just die to a faint breath in the wind.
Yeah, I think you were the only like non-red save reliant army in the top 8. I mean, the Shadow Collective was like Black Suns and Mandos, right? So he had those.
He was basically surging red saves, like not just 50-50 red saves. Like no, he's 66.67 red saves.
Definitely felt like 90% red saves when I played.
Yeah,
flattened me right out.
Yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to Canadian Bear. He's a nice dude. Good time after the games. He brought Yoda Wookiees. That's always cool. But top 8, just like man, 17th. And then the Rebels are just like, I'm not even gonna bother finishing. Like I came in at a hot 26, 1-2. Call me 0-2 drop, baby. 1-2 drop. But yeah, that was ACO was good, and it was wild. Like it was pretty wild meta. ACO had like all sorts of crazy stuff, like quad tauntaun, I think is what.
That's what Barra brought. Yep.
Yeah, Barra brought that, and that's rad. And just all sorts of nuts stuff. But at the end of the day, like it's kind of what I thought would happen, where like Empire's still good. clone's still good. CIS and it pretty much, if you're a white save army, for example, like when you're firing your tank, it was like heavy cover every shot. Like, because I'm like, you got to look from the back and like go the side back because it has to be the worst space. It's like,
let me soapbox about that.
Yeah, really go quick. For it. Yeah.
Man, my tank didn't get like more than 5 hits through heavy cover like the entire weekend. It was basically 4 or 5, and that feels bad.
Yeah, that's 200.
We're all heavy cover shots, and I couldn't get anything outside of it. So like, it feels bad when like you have like a whole bunch of B1s that are supposed to do like death by 1,000 cuts, like small crits here and there, and then like you get a big hammer. Your biggest hammer is your tank, and then the tank just gets 4, and then you're throwing. And then like they have red saves against your 4 hits, so it's like ultra feels bad. It's like, all right, I didn't do much. My big piece didn't do anything. So, God, I wish the vehicle rules for like line of sight and cover were like a little bit better.
Yeah. Go ahead, Austin.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love playing AATs. I've brought it to quite a few tournaments, and it feels like, man, is there a way I can like do this with the AAT operating at like 75% firepower for the whole?
That's a great way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just kind of, I don't know. It's frustrating right now, but I have faith that AMG will look into it and be like there just has to be something to help these bigger vehicles, like even ATSTs, it's like, it just kind of doesn't make sense to see you measuring from the foot of an ATST to determine.
It's weird.
It's frustrating because it's the defender more or less chooses where you look from, right? Like every time Koray shot, I'm like, well, just give me the worst spot. He's like, oh, I guess if I go back here, Ahsoka gets heavy cover for no reason. I'm like, yeah, okay. That works. That works for me. But it's like you're paying like a quarter of your army, 200 points for this thing, and doing 4 is like
not good.
No, that's a Mando rocket for 8 points or 5 points or whatever, right? Like,
absolutely.
Okay, that's a 100-point thing. I don't like that. We kind of come to this point where it's like, if they want to do it like this, I really would like to know what tables they play on, how they position table. Like, is it a lot of terrain? Is it not a lot of terrain? Is it set up like 40K where it's like, these are how we envision tables to be. These are like the 8 tournament layout tables or whatever, like building here, trees here, playing here. And it's not like a ton of terrain. Is it maybe because, man, you know what conditions like really terrible right now? Fortified positions, like, more heavy cover. Great. So
I literally only bring it if I want to slow down my opponent's army coming at me. That's the only reason why I bring it now.
Just put the barricades around. Just like, it's like, I don't want any more heavy cover. But like, because right now it's like everything's got heavy like all the time, and you can say like, I get out of cover shots all the time and this and that. I don't think you're wrong. I'm not like calling. Go ahead. Call me out.
It's just, I agree. It's just far and few between now. I feel like the majority, well, again, you can call us out if we're wrong, but I feel like the majority of players will have a much more difficult time finding an out of cover shot.
I'll put heroes like Jin here. Like, I'll put her just with her toe behind a box or something. Yeah. And I'm like, she's got heavy cover. It's just how, because like, can you see? And it's kind of like frustrating for new players sometimes. Like, well, I can see like 80, like 95% of this model. I'm like, I know. Like, your ATSD got 2 over cover, right? Like, but the whites didn't show up. Your reds did. Rerolled. The blacks got 2. All right, and then I take 2. I dodge. Danger sense 4, and you got nothing, right? It's just like because there's like vehicles are just in this weird position overall right now, where it's like dark troopers are still warping things where you don't want to run into them if your trousers are down. If you don't have like, you have to be this tall to ride the ride for 8 impact, right?
Right.
So you bring a lot of impact. So vehicles suffer because of dark troopers. But then if you do bring a vehicle, it's like not doing the damage like that you need it to be, or even like you expect it to be from a points you pay. But you look at Dark Troopers and they are, because they shoot twice, right?
And they shoot twice. Yeah.
So it's, I'm like, everyone's theory crafting on how to fix Dark Troopers, and I hear a lot of good ideas. I'm not on boat. Don't let them take more than one, because a lot of people bought two. Like, and that feels bad to say, hey, you're $70 and all your time and effort paying them, get them out of here, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, so make them implacable, make them non-implacable. It's like home brewing at this point. My fix is just give every heavy 2 tokens. Everything gets to go twice. That's big. So
that'd be huge.
Yeah, your AAT fires twice. It's just or fires 4 times.
Or
if you
I
want
was
to
gonna
do
say
like,
so 4 times.
yeah, if
But
you want to do
barrage.
because with barrage with heavy cover, you're only throwing 2, like maybe 2 wounds. If you're like, here's 2, and I'm like, okay, nothing. You're like, oh, 2 again. I'm like, okay, lose 1. I know that sounds like some things might be crazy. Like maybe it's too good on like air speeders or something, or so like 6 that it's just going. But
and then
like
they zoom around the battlefield like 17 times.
Yeah. So you move up, shoot, and then shoot, then move away, and they're really annoying. But that's my like headcanon idea is like, just let everybody do it, and then now you should, if they want everyone to bring anti-armor, like that's fine.
That's
I don't
definitely
think
the biggest. Yeah, that would make me bring anti-armor every time.
Yeah, if they want it, that's fine. Like if they think army should be able to prepare for everything, I'm okay with that. Like, because no one brought impact until Dark Troopers really. And now it's like they're just so like, because if you don't bring enough, you just get rolled. So it's like, what if every vehicle had that power? So maybe your ATST you spent like a week building and painting actually is scary now, right? Like, or if, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a perfect thing. There's probably like maybe buses might be too good. Maybe there's a transport thing where like you can't. It's like once a turn it can embark or disembark. I don't know. Like again, like I didn't like. This isn't. I haven't sat down and play tested it or anything, but.
So all the things with like all the top tier vehicle units with full armor, the LAT's the only one that doesn't have this, but they all have like some sort of weak point to help a little bit with armies that don't have impact. And yeah, it's like weak point rear on an ATST. Like you'll probably not get to shoot it in the rear unless it's like the end of the game or something, pretty much. But like maybe just some sort of like assistance to armies that don't have a bunch of impact, like just to give them a fighting chance. Like they may need to add a weak, like Sutton, because I guess Dark Troopers don't have weak points because they're troopers, but like some sort of keyword that they could add to them when they could like errata their unit card to say if your pool does not have impact in it, you may spend an aim token to gain an impact 2 or something against Dark Troopers. Like you have to aim or something to do it, but you
expend an aim. It'd be interesting because we've got like the rebel issue I have is the best core for me to take is pikes, and I really like like to my core I hate that. It's just like a fundamental thing. It's like, well, there's Biston, but like it might be just like 1, like his impact 1, then like Dark Trooper goes, oh, I have a 3-up block, and you go, okay, well, I guess I don't eye on you, all right. Like, or the rebel tap gun, the MPLS, it's also pretty bad because it's like you move up, you throw a dice, and you're like 1, maybe 2, maybe you get a crit in there, I don't know, but then they go block, and they don't get ioned. It's just like they're the only consistently good. So I'm gonna hold the airspeeder out of this just because they die to anti-armor, right? They just get like, if everyone's kind of bringing something like I've had an ATS. I've had an AAT like one shot my airspeeder before. Well, the anti-armor shell moved up, hit, it rolled a bunch of natural crits. It's like impact 3 or 4 or something.
4, and then
yeah, so just like you just exploded. I'm like, Wedge died. Wedge blew up. But like 1.4 cannons are their answer, but they can't move. And if you ever have a bad table, like you just can't, they don't get to shoot. So it's like the one thing I take for anti-armor is can be a real feels bad. I'm like, some people like to build cities and stuff, and like I don't think that's wrong. But when I have a unit that can't overlap and it's a pretty fat base, he's got a fat behind, he won't sit anywhere. So he's got to sit like in the corner
on the floor.
Hope, yeah, and hope someone like blesses him with a shot so he can like, but I don't have to go aim standby every turn.
Yep.
It's funny that I'm envious of E-webs. I'm like, oh, they get to move. Wow.
They get to shoot and then move now. Ooh.
They get to shoot and then move and surge to crit. Golly gee, look at that.
55 points too.
Yeah, and they're like pretty cheap. It's, I don't know. This has all been talked to death, but it's just like, even after the points, I still see as the changes. I still see the same like couple issues like still around where it's like, man, I don't. And maybe Ewoks change it, but like, God, I don't really want the answer. Let's say I own every SKU, right? Let's say I own every model in the game, and my answer for Rebels to be good at the game again is to just buy more. Right, like I've already bought enough. Like I've got like 6 Rebel Core, I've got a couple fleets, I've got the stuff like it shouldn't have to be like, well, you can be competitive if you want to buy some more Ewoks. It's like I don't want to buy Ewoks, but I guess I have. Like this is it, huh? This is Ewoks running up and stealing the cannon off a Dark Trooper is like. That's the thing.
I'm excited for it. When it happens, everyone's going to talk about it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge. There's gonna be a time like we were talking. I'm like, man, why did they make Cassian's gun free? He's like the most efficient hero in the game at 90 points, and I'm like, oh, because they can steal his gun, so they can just run up and like mug him, and you don't lose 10 points. It's anything that doesn't have a dot, right? So it's like,
Saber, no.
Yeah, they can't steal the dark saber, which is actually kind of sad. So yeah, yeah, it just like runs off the wood. So
yeah, there's no dot. So it's
speaking of which, actually,
oh, did you get the? There it is.
The strongest shall rule Mandalore.
The strongest. Perfect.
Yeah.
That was one of the prizes, right?
Yeah, for one of the bounties, because the guy I played round 3, he had claimed it, and it was the Remnant Double Dark guy, and then I beat him, and then I had the bounty now, so like if anyone had beaten me, then it would go to them, and then like basically whoever got to round 5 and won would like get this basically.
Nice. That's sick, dude.
Nice.
That's cool. He had a lot of good prizes. He was like.
Yeah,
Brendan
did an awesome job. And,
you really killed it. The amount of stuff you had was just like you were almost like I didn't know what to do with it. Like I guess.
Who wants this? It's yours.
And a dice tray and the dark saber. I was like, hey, and luckily, like my wife's dad, while we were up there, was like, hey, do you need these 2 extra suitcases? Because we're gonna throw them out. We're like, yes, please. We didn't know.
Just to load all your.
Nice.
So Jin's blaster can be stolen, the A180 rifle pistol, but Jin's pistol cannot. Her SE14 blaster. That's interesting. Is there ever a world where you take that on Jin? Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of
taking
like
K2, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like, and it's only 5 on her.
It's 5, yeah.
I guess. I get her other gun's free, so like I don't know. I got a little sidetracked there, but my brain. Who else takes? Nope. And then let's go like this. His stuff. His flame projector can't be stolen. I mean, I guess.
So we're gonna live in a world. Well, let's pretend Ewoks are like really good for Rebels, and that's their only hope. People have to now tech for Impact against Starks, and then Flamers for Ewoks. So you need to bring enough Impact dice plus Flaming dice.
Just flaming dice, just in case.
Yeah.
Darksaber can't be stolen.
Can't wait.
Impact flamethrower snowtroopers
Yeah.
are stonks about to go up on
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Empire
Yeah.
get richer, baby.
Dude,
Yeah.
the rich get richer.
Wow. What do you know? Oh,
They can't-
and you know what? You know what Battle Force they'd probably be the best in? Blizzard.
No. Oh man, dude.
Absolutely.
I just started looking through heroes and seeing like they can't steal either of, which is weird that they can steal. They won't steal like the spear or Din Zambam rifle, but like the suitcase gun they'll take. But man, I saw Grogu and I just got real sad. They're just like, you should want to take him, right? There should be some like want to do it. And like, honestly, I think Din's kind of bad, but then Zane like almost won the game with Din. If I hadn't got lucky enough and suppressed him down, it was gonna be a whistling birds onto like 2 full squads. My guy, it was gonna be hit like 4 things. Well, it can only hit 2, but is it 2 or 3? Rain not working. Up to 3. Okay, I was wrong.
3.
He was gonna like wipe some dudes out, but I want to see Grogu like at a table someday, but I just Grammar would be yelling at me right now for rambling. So let me do another quick. Grammar would be really mad right now, but he's not here. Din.
You can ramble as long as you want, buddy. This is
Callus's bow staff, and they steal his bow staff.
They cannot.
Okay, good. Because his weapon.
They can't steal Iden's rifle.
What? Wait, they came out around the same time, Cassian and Iden, right?
Yeah.
Wait, why didn't they put a dot on Cassian's?
Because it's Iden's rifle.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, like
Must be why they made it free.
Yeah, it's probably why. I feel like that's kind of sucky. Because like that's the whole point, right? To take a card away. Yeah, Darksaber can be stolen. Yep. No, cannot. No.
Oh,
yeah, I got really excited for it. All these other guys. You can steal Cad Bane's gauntlets, which is weird. They just like mug him. They just like, so there's Rhino's an MCP, and Rhino's kind of like a joke villain, right? He's usually the first boss in most Spider-Man video games, or like there too. But he's got a card called "This is robbery," and like you can like rob like Thanos and Dormammu and like take stuff from him. Like he just walks up and like mugs them. I just think of that, like they just mug one of the scariest dudes in the galaxy, just like hand over your gauntlets or else. I don't know why I got that accent, but that's in my head.
That's what Ewoks sound like.
Where you going with that?
Where you going with that?
Nobody has handed over. No one's got anything here.
Padme has a gun.
Oh, okay. They can loot the
looted
E5.
Loot it right back.
That seems so like sure. Just like okay, like I guess it's just, to me it's what's her melee? Like it's not great, right? Yeah, 3 black.
3 black. It's fine.
Okay, not bad. All right. Let's say like they're probably more worried about like just getting run over. Can they steal the okay, they can't steal the Annihilator.
That's good.
Well, finally, some Grievous value.
That's a Grievous buff right there. If I've ever
It's the
seen
Grievous value we've been waiting for. Then a nope. And then Shadow is just, I think they can steal a bunch of stuff from Gar.
Oh yeah, Gar's got a bunch.
No, they can't steal anything from Gar.
They're all dots.
Or Gar, because it's all section specific. If you put your name on it, it's the rules of like refrigerator at a shared apartment, or if you put your name on it, you can't take it. But like Cassian's rifle doesn't have his name on it, so it's like that's a cupcake for anybody, really. Like you telling me they can't steal like his rifle? Just run up and like I guess since you can get rid of any heavy, that's not I think I'm focusing on the wrong thing here, but yeah, it's gotta be as cool. Yeah, okay. Like getting ring of heavies is pretty big, like getting rid of like what Black Suns,
The mag.
Shot.
The mag.
yeah, like any
One
mag
shot,
debt,
yeah.
16, like 28 points, or more egregiously like clones. I know they don't even have the most expensive heavies anymore, do they?
I think
Oh.
The Shore Troopers T21 is like 32, I think.
Yeah,
is
that's
that
pretty
the most
high.
expensive?
I think so. Yeah, can't take these.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of the
Still
heroes.
5 for Echo.
Yeah, just run off with 5s.
Just run
like,
off with 5s.
hand it over. They could steal a sniper though, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, they can.
PC-15.
They can just steal the gun. That would be bad. That's
Real bad.
for lack of better words, that'd be bad. That's no good. Yeah, sure. Still have T21B, still rocks 32 points. I think that's the heaviest minus Dark Trooper. I mean, yeah, Dark Trooper's like the target, right?
Minus that, yeah.
Yeah, like 55 points for the assault cannon. And that's still like value town, right? Like, but yeah, turning off 55 points for just a normal, so you don't lose the model, right? You lose an Ewok, but you just flip it over and they become like a core.
I'd argue you essentially lose 3 models because 4 black dice turn into 1 black die.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I mean,
yeah,
the
real
that's
Dark Trooper
much
fix.
less scary shot.
Make them take the Myrtleizer. Dude, what? If you're out there and you play them, I didn't even realize it was suppressive. I have no idea what this thing did besides 2 red. Okay, 2 red and a black.
It just bonks real hard.
God, do you know there's gonna be a world where it's like Obi-Wan like gets in the middle and he's like, hello there. And the guy doesn't know what the Myrtleizer does. And he thinks he's safe with a standby and like a dodge. And the guy just goes, okay, first X swing. And the guy goes, I'm gonna use my standby. And he goes, no, you're not.
No,
it's suppressive. And he goes, okay, there goes my card. God, I didn't even realize that. I mean, it's not bad enough that they just punch you to death with red. I'm getting off topic again. It's not bad enough they just club me to death when I get into melee. But yeah, I guess Ewoks are like, I just don't want the answer to Rebels to be like, let me clear this, to just buy Ewoks. Because it's like buying Ewoks is like buying a whole new army. Like because you'll need like 6 to 8 boxes, depending on like
4
what you want to do
right now. But yeah,
to do like a full Ewok, and then I don't know, take
at least 2 Rebel like non-Ewok units. I mean, but that can just be like Leia and
Leia's super
Leia
good here,
probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like you can make like an easy like 14 act Ewok list.
Yeah,
like not even. And honestly, now I'm thinking about it. Like you just take a group of Ewok skirmishers and you take Insatiable Curiosity. Maybe do that twice, and you're just like, you have to kill them. Yep. You have to kill them, right? Like so they become a target pretty quick.
Brendan was making fun of me earlier, but you could take the slingers and put the Insatiable Curiosity, and that's like a cheaper value. So if your only goal is to like do that, you could just do it.
Yeah, 43 points.
Yeah.
Race to the bottom, baby. All right. Yeah, because who cares? Like you're just
like, who cares if they die? Like whatever.
Yeah, they're beeline. They're less than the price of that gun on the Dark Troopers. They are 43 points. Yep. So if you beeline up, you take the gun, and then they just get like turbo punched to death. Like, okay, like that's all right. Like, please, man, that's a thing, huh? Damn. All right.
I'm giving Evan some other ideas for his brain.
Actually,
like I might buy into this now.
No, my next idea is, so I think I'm just really bad at playing force users now. So I had to like, I used to like, okay, Op Vader was like Op Vader's a crutch, or it used to be like with force choke. I'm like,
Yeah.
scatter you out, choke your heavy, and because you're scattered in, I'm gonna move and then pull you all the way back in.
The Vader's
and
might
take
is real, and yeah.
Oh, dude, like when someone said I was good at it, and I'm like, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm also like, yo, like it's Op Vader. Like you, now the choke's different. It's a different ball game, but I didn't feel like I was, you know.
Ooh, that'd be fun to check. Did anyone take choke at ACO or
Oh.
like the other tournaments that were going on?
Yeah.
That would be interesting to look at.
Choke would be. I used to be able to go like I had time to go through. I think this was what I was doing. This is my next try because I'm crazy. He's crazy. Not so much crazy. It's just like desperation.
Right.
All right. Let me see. And then I think I did HQ on Stan, and then
That makes sense.
scopes, and then I'm bringing POW. And then this, and then this, then danger sense, because I can't. The problem with like, man, Pathfinder should really have nimble. It really like they're so token hungry. That's like an issue with them. It's like they really want to do cool stuff, but I think I took HQ on them too. I'm not sure. I'm not done yet there, but let me do this, and this, and that, and then I took HQ on that, and then two swoops. I can't remember. Okay, so I didn't have those. All right. So 797, 11X. And yeah, the cool part about the army is the swoops have reinforcements. So they go down absolutely last, right? And then Cassian, Jin, and K2 and all the Pathfinders can just deploy somewhere. They can just, the whole army can move. And then I can even leave either the Rebel Troopers or the Binocs get put near Biston to try to like help them get some damage in, or they hang back by the 1.4 cannon, because 1.4 is just going to recover fire each turn, and then giving it a name to try to get some better stuff going. And I think swoops, for how cheap they are, okay, you kill them. I'm like, they're kind of hard to kill. They're pretty easy to do that, like hide one or most of one's hit, so they get heavy cover, and then they have a dodge, and then you shoot them. Then they'll probably save 1 of 3, right? Like so it's not like an amazing thing, but like I don't really have anything I care about. So if you kill something, I'm not like losing my like core. Or problem is like, man, sabotage communication is really good, but if you don't play someone who really abuses it, feels kind of bad. But a lot of range pierce for red saves. I don't know. It's like, man, this looks like I should just turn this into like 2 snipers.
I was gonna say, yeah, probably
like that,
but...
or at least POW. Yeah.
It's man, I want to use POW just because he never sees table time, but he's a red and a white, and you're throwing it into like 4 more white, and so it's like
that's like literally a Stormtrooper DLT back in the day
for like 80 something points.
It's not exciting.
and you're hoping you like maybe break cover with 1, like that's your. Okay, so if I do that, I can get rid of a blink on POW is fine, and then I got 2 points. I can get rid of not on him, and then this can turn into we could probably say like Overwatch in case I want to deep dive him. What's Cassian's melee? 2 red. Maybe it becomes tenacity. 3 reds. He can't marksman. While making it. Oh.
No, while attacking.
Yeah, attacking.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. All right. So you better watch out. Might just crit your tank with this.
With fisticuffs.
I mean,
I actually think you're onto something with this, Evan, because like more importantly than being able to like pierce red saves, that army can like spread out clones very well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to pick. like you have to pick either. I think I put like the cannon, the swoops, and my core on one side, and then Cassian, Jin, K2, and then Pathfinders on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then or maybe I just hold the swoops. So I put like all my troops in a 1.4 on one side and Cassian the rest of the army over there. And they have to pick which one they're going to try to like bulk toward. And then the swoops just get to go last, right? So I think there's really no reason to take swoops in Gar, I don't think, because barks are just so good and barks do a lot for you, which is weird that they're even there. But I felt like they didn't get any mercenaries, so they're just like Gar gets swoops. I want them. I really want Infus Nest to be a thing, and so I've got deep down in my gut. I really hope they do like maybe she's got like entourage swoops, and she like is a commander on a swoop, and you can have like this 6 swoop army of like just flying around doing cool stuff. Until then, I just have to pretend. I just have to like make my cool like rebel armor piercing armor. So this might be the next thing I try because it's 12 acts, and I can hold like Jin's really hard to kill when you want her to be. Unfortunately, she's the only command slot, so having to take underworld connections instead of like vigilance or something like that, it's a bummer. It's really a bummer that they didn't give Cassian allies of convenience. I know he's already got like everything else, but thematically, like after the show and everything, after the show, and then after like the intro to Rogue One where he just shoots that guy, the informant, like I feel like that's a perfect like he would know a couple swoops. That's all I'm saying. He would know a couple
yeah.
But we've been rambling. I'm sorry. I kind of get going. But any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I'll go first. ACO was a lot of fun. Thanks to Brendan for putting it on. It was a good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I know I went around talking to everyone, make sure they had a good time as well, and everyone had a smile on their face. So everyone had a great time. Red saves, best saves. I am done with white saves. I'm still salty.
Friendship with white saves is over. New friendship with red saves happens now.
That's right. So I'm gonna be looking for something else. Red save related.
I hear Black Suns are pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Still good. Slightly less spammable, but
what do you think, Austin? What's your parting wisdom?
No, I agree with Koray. Red saves are definitely, there's a lot less to worry about, in terms of like, all right, this is shaky. Like I'm looking at those attack dice over there and I see you rolled just enough to like one shot this squad and I could just roll a bunch of blanks. I think red saves are what to bring. But yeah, Brendan ran a great tournament. He's I guess planning on doing it again next year, right?
Unknown at this point, but I'll talk to him later.
Well, if he does,
yeah,
we should, I think we could get a lot more players there, and I would advise everyone come out, have fun. It's a really great venue, and it's it's in a cool area. They give you a lot of stuff to do. I loved ACO both like the past years that I've gone, and
same.
Brendan did a great job. Brendan actually had I think more prize support than last year.
Oh yeah, it was nuts.
Well, it was cool. Yeah. Very long time. Yeah, I mean, he really knocked it out of the park.
But cool guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening to me ramble and getting through my landmine of anytime anyone comes on, I just expect them to be like, oh god, what's Seven gonna like put through this? I have to just like get through. And so I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Check out the Inglorious Blasters. They're a great podcast, and then stay tuned for more content we're doing. Check in on Wednesdays for the Broken Compass pen and paper we're doing. It's a 1930s themed action adventure role-playing game we've been doing. We got some Shatterpoint content coming. And yeah, everyone, stay rad. Have a great time. And we'll see you later.
Peace.
Old dead can't see. Okay.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.